guy that brought it into our shop claimed that his dad actually had the doll for many years. It was found inside of a wall in his parents' home.
Coming up on this edition of Community Insider, we take you to a look at some of the latest tall tales and some of the best featured tall tales of all time. That and much more is coming up on this edition of Community Insider.
When was the actual first time that you experienced something paranormal?
I moved in November, and it was around November that I first started noticing things.
Okay.
Her daughter Ophelia felt sorry for her and took her in. And they got her all cleaned up and stuff, and it turns out she was one of the most beautiful ladies in the county, and all the men, the young men, were chasing her and made Ophelia jealous. Well, the rumor got around that she had cast a spell on all the men, and the stories reached such a fever pitch that a mob grabbed her and buried her alive here. But in looking at the records, there's always, like I said, there's always some basis of truth in every legend. Straight down.
Communitytvtn is brought to you by Security Federal Savings Bank, proudly serving the community we call home.
The MyUsage app is a way to conveniently pay online, anytime, day or night. You can also come by any Caney Fork Electric office and sign up for the prepay option available using the MyUsage app. Know exactly how much electricity is used each day and the cost. Best of all, no monthly bill. You can set up email or text alerts, keep track of your usage, and pay your bill, all with the MyUsage app from Caney Fork. Caney Fork Electric, keeping you informed.
Grace Family Pharmacy announces new medication packaging service. It provides a simpler, safer medication experience through convenient, personalized packaging using the latest in pharmacy robotics. We're located at 357 West Main Street. Our phone number is 931-473-6418.
McMinnville, you're a great place to be. McMinnville, Tennessee.
Welcome to another edition of Community Insider. Join us as we travel Middle Tennessee, uncovering history and experiencing the adventure of unique stories and events coming to you inside your community.
The end of a business in McMinnville was an opportunity for us to find some unique and strange antiques, along with some incredible stories. At a local antique store in McMinnville, Stan Carlock, who has ministered in several local areas, has always been a person who loves to help others. He loves cooking, fishing, bird watching, and his love for antique items gave us the opportunity to tell some tall tales that has been passed down from previous owners. Every item that you'll see, some has been sold and others are still for sale. So if you're interested in some of the strange but unique items, remember, they lack nothing when it comes to tall tales that goes with them.
The guy that brought it into our shop claimed that his dad actually had the doll for many years. It was found inside of a wall in his parents' home, and they took it out, and many years later his wife was sick in bed, and he brought the doll to her to comfort her, and she actually died with this doll in her arms. Sometime after that, they started experiencing a lot of unusual activity in the house. The doll would actually move from place to place in the house on its own. There were times where objects would be moved in the house. They kind of felt really creepy about it, so that's one of the reasons why they got rid of the doll. Since bringing it here to the shop, we've had a few instances where we had unusual activity surrounding the doll. It's been sitting right here, and up here to the right of me, there's a light that we have shining that has blown multiple times since putting it in here, and it never did that before. So we don't know if that has anything to do with the doll or not, but it is unusual. We've had things on this table right here. We have a table that has a lot of religious items on it. We've had items moved, had it fallen over. The craziest one was this cross. We had this cross on the table leaning up against something that was just facing up. On one of the instances where the light blew, we came in the next morning and the cross was in the exact same place where we left it, but it was turned upside down. So we actually, I'm the one that found that, and it kind of disturbed me to find the upside down cross actually in here. Don't know if the doll had anything to do with that, but I know it wasn't a coincidence. Something moved that cross, and we're not sure how it got the way it did, but it happened in the night when we were not here. I don't know. Your guess is as kind of good as mine. I don't know if it's really haunted or not, but the fact remains there is a lot of unusual activity around it. So we think that there might be something to the guy's story after all. So we have a couple other dolls that came into the shop here. This one here happens to be from the 1800s. She's all hand painted. Has some really creepy looking eyes when she has her eyes open. Don't know a whole lot about this, and we really haven't had a whole lot of activity surrounding her, but the fact remains she's been in probably a lot of girls' hands over the years and has seen no telling what. So given the age and where she's been, I'm pretty sure there's maybe some things attached to her that we just haven't been made aware of yet. This one, on the other hand, this is an Ashley Bell doll. Typically these are a very high quality, very fine made doll. This one came into the shop, it's brand new, but yet she is missing her eyeballs. There's no eyes in the sockets whatsoever. We don't know how. I physically don't know of a way that you can pry those eyes out, but it does look kind of creepy. We've had a lot of people say that they don't like looking at this doll. She hasn't really caused any problems that I know of, but she's definitely very creepy. The creep factor is really there with her, so not sure there's anything attached to it. Like I said, because it's a brand new doll, it's probably never been anywhere. It's probably I'm guessing possibly a factory defect that came from the factory like that. But definitely if a little girl got a hold of this, it would definitely scare her friends away from staying with her overnight. So a lot of creepy stuff in the shop, but this one right here is the one that gets me the most. It is a walleye fish, but this thing is like dried up, petrified. It doesn't look like it was ever really done with a professional taxidermist. So when they mounted this thing, they just mounted it just like it was when it came out of the water, and it is creepy. It is like a mummified walleye head, and it, people will walk by it and look at it and just like shy away because it does look terrifying. So this cabinet, my daughter, who owns the store here, bought this to put in here. A lot of people come in and they think it's just a standard chest of drawers, but it is not. This thing is made out of metal. The reason why it is made out of metal is because this is actually from a surgeon's, the operating room. It was what they used in the operating room. It had to be metal because wood would soak up blood, so they actually made it this way. This is from the 1940s, came out of a military hospital. The crazy thing about this particular piece is if you take a black light and look over it, you can actually see spots that actually glow still. We are not going to say for sure whether that's blood, but something's definitely glowing on there that that's illuminating that shouldn't be there, because the paint is definitely not UV reflective, but there's something that's on top of the paint that is. It could be blood. We don't know. Never had anything weird happen because of this, but it is an unusual piece, and it's one that you know, we've put here in our oddity section because of the creep factor of it. So.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Community Insider Tall Tales. We're here in McMinnville with Brandon Barks. He is a local talented artist. What do we have here, Brandon?
Thanks for having me, Tisha. This is a 14 by 22 on poster board of a Halloween 2 Michael Myers scene from the ending of Halloween 2, 1981 released. It's kind of the scene when he gets shot, you know, is right before his death. I done this in 2017 when I first actually started out getting back into drawing, actually feeling, you know, my flow and stuff. So, but yeah, that's what this is right here.
How long does it take to master something like this?
It's just like riding a bicycle. I tell everybody, it's not really a talent. It's just like riding a bicycle. The more you do it, the better you get, you know.
How old were you when you first started drawing?
Probably maybe 5, 6 years old. Yeah, that's when I started scribbling around, you know.
Yeah. Did you have a good teacher or someone that you looked up to? Maybe you wanted to be like them?
A good friend of mine actually passed away a couple years ago, Brandon Hillis, who was my art mentor, my best friend of over 20 years. He taught me a lot of little tricks and little, I don't know, just little ways of fixing artwork people wouldn't normally see, but I know it's there because I fixed it, you know. But yeah, he was a good friend, and he tragically passed away, so yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Brandon actually has been on the show. His dad is Gary Hillis at Highway 30 Market. So I guess this is kind of like a memory of Brandon, because, you know, he inspired everybody around him.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Would you say that maybe he taught you a few things, or?
Oh yeah, like, yeah. He taught me a lot of things, like, instead of scrapping a piece of artwork, he's like, you can fix almost anything. You just got to know what you're doing, you know. So, yeah, he was also kind of like an art psychiatrist for me. I'd be frustrated by the drawing. I'd call him, and we'd be on the phone, and within 2 minutes time, he's sending me a picture of, you know, what the picture should look like, and tells me everything I've done wrong and what I need to do to fix it and stuff like that.
I have a Daredevil drawing that I did. Nothing fancy. This is actually a bust that Marvel did a series of, and I just replicated it and added the DD in the background because I'm a huge Daredevil fan in the comics and on the Netflix show. The next piece is just a coloring page that I drawn to pass some time at home of the great Chucky Finster from Rugrats. If I could imagine myself as a cartoon character, it probably would have been this kid who was afraid of everything and really goofy, and I always had messy bed hair, but luckily no orange square glass or purple square glasses. Jumping back to the Halloween theme, this is obviously Grandpa Monster from the Monsters. This is done in Prismacolor markers and colored pencil. It was just, like I said, something quick and easy for my Halloween sketches. Another addition, probably the most detailed and my favorite from that Halloween set, is of course my Chucky doll, which not to be confused with the cartoon character, obviously. This one is done in a multitude. I have a little bit of paint, a little bit of Prismacolor, a little bit of colored pencil. I don't know, I would say I probably got about 17 hours just in this sketch. Once I got rolling, I couldn't quit with adding details and little things. Like I said, it's probably my favorite in this stack. Continuing the horror theme, I have my Bride of Frankenstein. This picture kind of speaks for itself. I went with a lot of these themes were in black and white because a lot of the images were black and white. There's something that black and white does for me as far as adding detail and depth and storytelling, so I tried to make her look as creepy as I could to match the original movie. and I think I did a pretty good job. I could pick it apart, but I think it's a good standalone piece. And finally, on Wednesday, the week before Halloween, I decided to draw Wednesday from the Addams Family. I grew up with this version of the Addams Family. As somebody who had to choose between the Munsters and the Addams Family TV shows, I clearly chose the Munsters, but these movies stood alone for themselves. She was probably done in about 6 or 7 hours, Prismacolor markers, and I used white paint pen for her dots. I love this drawing as well.
He was a great guy, and he definitely taught me a lot of stuff about art, yes.
Okay. You also have some other drawings. Let's take a look at those. So Charlie Brown, Halloween, that's kind of an iconic classic.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to draw that?
The background's what took the longest. I mean, smoothing the colors, like, because everybody thinks you just lay down the color and it's finished. No, actually, I lay down the color and then I take a blending pen or a blending marker and actually go over it and smooth out the colors, make them all smooth and nice and pretty, you know. So,
okay.
But yeah, it took me a little while. Yeah,
and you also do custom pieces, correct?
Yes. I also do custom commissions upon request. Right now, I'm kind of backed up on 2 very large 18 by 24 pieces. So, but I mean, I can still fit, you know, smaller commissions in right now. But I mean, for right now, I'm working on some pretty large commission pieces, the largest I've actually ever done in my whole life. So.
Have you ever thought about creating like a coloring book or something of that nature?
See, that's odd you say that, because Brandon used to always tell me that all the time, that I should make like a horror movie coloring book type thing, like Michael Myers and Jason and all them. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What else you got for us?
Let's see. We got
Oh wow.
Got a Pennywise collage. I've done that. That's actually a custom piece of different reference pictures I use to fit them all in one. So. Yeah, that's what that right there is. So.
And this was a customized piece as well,
correct? Yes, and I've actually, I can't remember if it was a commission or just something I drew, and a buddy of mine who's in the services, Patrick Hogenkamp, thank you for your service, he actually bought a copy of this a long time ago. So.
Oh wow, so you have quite an extraordinary fan base.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's in Hawaii. I had to ship it all the way to Hawaii.
Wow.
So, yeah,
wow.
It went a long ways. This is a custom piece I done from just doodling around my own head. Like this ain't nothing from a reference picture or nothing, but yeah, it's just something I created and thought it was cool. I wanted to draw my wife like a little Halloween spooky tattoo, you know, because she wanted one, and that's what I came up with, and that's what the finished product was. So
that's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
I could see that being kind of like a really child-friendly drawing as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I say maybe possibly after we get off here, you could probably customize a coloring book for children and sell it. I mean, I think that you have artwork that is for everyone. Would you agree?
Well, thank you. Yeah. So some of it's a little more scary, but you know, most of it, it's just child-friendly and stuff, and PG-13.
So you've got Casper, and then you have, of course, Michael Myers.
And Pennywise and stuff. Yeah. This is actually a piece I've done just for my wife.
Oh, wow.
And there's actually a local person that kind of took this and went and got a tattoo of it. And
kind of reminds me of a sugar skull, but from like a mural perspective.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So this right here, is that a mirror, or what is that exactly?
I have no idea. I did look off a reference picture and draw this for the most part. I changed a few things, like the roses, I changed them in her hair. And the skull, I've done a little bit more different detail than what was in the picture with a pen. But yeah, once again, I've done this. My wife wanted me to make sure I said I'd done this for her. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
So how do y'all celebrate Halloween? What do y'all usually do?
Oh, it's Halloween every day at my house.
Is it really?
I mean, yeah, I got a room nothing but scary movie stuff. So yeah, like a whole room, like horror display stuff.
What's your favorite Halloween movie?
My favorite Halloween was actually the original Michael Myers, Halloween 2, 1981. That's probably my favorite Halloween movie.
Awesome. What else we've got for you?
Got some Evil Dead 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The Evil Dead. Wow, that is a classic.
Yeah, this is actually a custom collage of different reference pictures I looked at and kind of formed them all into one. This is a quite old piece. I've done it quite a few years back, but yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
yeah. So I'm saying some of it's not really stuff a kid would want to see before they go to bed, I guess.
Of course. Nor should they want to see this, but I think this one comes from The Sword and the Stone.
You're exactly right.
That's actually one of my favorites.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it's where the witch turns into
and battles Merlin.
Yeah.
Battle him. There we go.
Oh, that's perfect.
I might have to give this print before we leave. Then that's your favorite, yeah. Okay, so what else we got? Oh, here we go. This is another one. Brandon actually helped me blend the colors and stuff to use, and I actually got Brandon Hillis' approval on this piece right here.
That's amazing.
This is from the 1988 film Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I remember watching this with my grandpa when I was a little bitty kid. It scared the crap out of me. So, but yeah, after that, no more clowns for me. Like clowns, kind of here's a piece from the original Hocus Pocus. This is actually I looked off an actual photograph of Billy Butcherson from the scene coming up out of the grave, and yeah, I actually done this. I started drawing it, and I really didn't do it as a commission run. I just done it just because I wanted to. And somebody actually said they wanted it, so it didn't last long. Yeah, I didn't think it would, but yeah.
Yeah, I really like that because that was one of them's love interest, correct?
Yeah.
And I think one of them had got jealous of the other one trying to steal the boyfriend away.
Yeah. Winifred found Sarah. Yeah, the blonde sister was trying to.
So they sealed his lips shut.
Here's one from.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Let's see. This is from. Don't quote me on the year. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe 1943 or something.
1943. So it might be older than that. Then.
This is from. God, what movie is it? Son of Frankenstein. Son of Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what this is from. And it's an actual. I looked up a photograph and drew that. No reference, you know.
Wow.
Whatever. So, and I actually saw the original of this a couple years back. It didn't last long either. So.
I love the details.
Thank you. Oh, here's my favorite clown. My favorite clown. Shout out to David Howard Thornton. Shout out to you, buddy. Art the Clown.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's a movie you should don't let your kids watch. Yeah, don't let your kids watch that. This is one kind of more of a child friendly. I done last year, I think it was, or might have been the year before last. Donald Duck, Happy Halloween, dressed as the devil. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Donald Duck does get madder than the devil sometimes.
Oh, that is so cute.
Thank you.
That is just really cute. I love it.
Thank you.
We have, wow, Garfield. Yeah. I love Garfield.
This is 11 by 14 Garfield.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's a Halloween piece. I done this a couple years ago. I think just something simple to do, you know. Because I get bored very easily, so yeah, I kind of jump around from drawing to drawing sometimes. So. But yeah,
that is really pretty.
Oh, here we go. This is Oogie Boogie from the Nightmare Before Christmas movie. This is the guy that they kidnapped Santa Claus, and I
remember that. That is such a classic. I love Tim Burton films, and "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Oh yeah!
Oh my goodness! It's hilarious. I just love it. That's really awesome.
Here's another Nightmare Before Christmas piece of Jack and Sally I done.
Yeah.
And this is actually, there's somebody that, these last two, these drawings belong to Chris McCormick. So, Chris, if you're out there watching, you definitely need to come pick up your drawings.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you do customized pieces. How do people get in touch with you?
You can contact me on Facebook at Brandon Barks. That's my main page. My last name's spelled B-A-R-K-E-S. A lot of people leave out the S. Or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, either one. Barks Says the Moon, once again, B-A-R-K-E-S, at the Moon Designs. That's my art page and stuff. I have more work on my Instagram than I do my Facebook, so if you want to check that out. And, we can talk some business, or you can buy print. Print's available too. So.
And it's called Barks at the Moon?
Barks at the Moon Designs. Actually, Brandon Hillis is the one that came up with the name for that.
Really?
Yeah. And he done the logo design and everything.
That's very clever. Yeah. That's your last name.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, here's a printed copy of the Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
So, once again, that's my favorite Halloween movie. So.
Yeah, I remember quite fondly. We were going through haunted house out in Manchester.
Okay.
And I remember they had like a scene in front of this fire, and they were acting like they were going to dissect somebody.
Yeah.
And then I backed up, and none other than I backed up into Michael Myers.
Oh, wow.
And I looked up, and I said, "Hello, Michael."
Yeah.
That is definitely not somebody that you want to bump into. But if you want to have a one-of-a-kind piece of art for yourself or someone that you love, contact Brandon Barks at Barks at the Moon. Designs on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for tuning in to Tall Tales on Community Insider.
Sarah Baker, also of said county, widow, being evil disposed persons and intending their own and the public morals to deliver and corrupt their heretofore, to wit, on the first day of May in the year of our Lord 1850, and on divers other days and times, both before and since that time, with force and arms in the county of aforesaid, did then and there openly, publicly, and notoriously live, use, and cohabit together in lewd acts of adultery and fornication. They, the said William B. Miles, and Sarah Baker, not then and there being married, so the evil example of all others in like case offending and against the place and dignity of the state. See, Miles had married Elizabeth Jane Kelvey in 1847. We don't know what happened to her. We can't find her in the records. Apparently he does have descendants somewhere. But by 1850 he's living in adultery with Sarah. So apparently they ran her out of the county. So in the census with her daughters also have illegitimate children. So the tale of her being a witch probably grew out of her behavior. And it makes sense that the story about all the young men flocking after Sarah were actually all the guys who were visiting her house of ill repute. And so down through the years, that story grew and grew into the current tale we have now of her being a witch that was buried alive. But facts are sometimes worse than fiction.
This is interesting. So what? How'd you find out about this story?
Well, I had heard about this for a long time ago. Of course, about every Halloween, they rehash all these old local ghost stories. So I've been a genealogist for probably 35 years. And I have sometimes a bad habit of wanting to get to the bottom of a lot of things. So I'll go to the library, I'll go to the archives, and I'll dig up as much as I can just to get to the facts. And that's how I uncovered all this information. And for a long time, they were saying, well, there's no records on a Sadie Baker, but Sadie's a nickname for Sarah. And this is the only Sarah Baker that fits in the narrative. As far as the Shelton, there, of course, Ophelia Shelton, her father, John Shelton, lived in fairly close proximity to her on the census records. And there's no such person as Ophelia Shelton, so that part of the story is completely fictional. But John died before 1870, and his wife returned with her family back to McMinn County. That's where they had come from. They were there in 1850. They're here in 1860, and they were back in McMinn County by 1870.
All your local programs is home to you. Community Network Productions invites you to check out our website. That's Communitytvtn, all one word, .com. Also, we're on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel on your smart TV or any mobile device, or simply just Facebook and Instagram. We'd also like to hear from you with show ideas, or if you got a question about a show. Email us at communitytvtn@gmail.com.